As long as you get sworn in first, if you can do that.
Yeah.
Then you have a forum.
I think Mr. Mendoza is gonna be here in a few minutes. Okay. Let's, did he say we can do it?
Yeah, if you'd like, you can swear her in, then you have a form, you can start.
Okay, who's gonna do it? Okay, welcome to the Greenfield Planning Commission on Tuesday, March 3rd. We're gonna swear in Ms. Zavala. First act of business.
Raise your right hand, and then I state your name.
I, Cynthia Zavala,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States. Oh, sorry. That I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic.
foreign and domestic,
That I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California.
and the Constitution of the State of California,
That I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion.
or purpose of evasion,
And that I will
and that I will-
well and faithfully discharge. That I will
that I will
well
well
and faithfully discharge
and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to
the
enter.
duties that I'm about to enter.
All right, welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
We had to swear her in because we didn't have a quorum.
Thank you.
Okay, so can we move to roll call, please?
Commissioner Garcia,
Here.
Commissioner Urquidez, Commissioner Zavala,
Here.
Commissioner Gallardo, Commissioner Mendoza.
Here.
I received word from Commissioner Urquidez that he's running a little late. So could we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Newly sworn in, Commissioner Zavala.
Ready, salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to D, public comments from the audience regarding items not on the agenda.
No comments?
There's no one in chambers and we don't have any written. Okay, we'll close public comment. Move on to the consent agenda, which there is one item, adoption of the January 6, 2026 Planning Commission minutes.
We need a motion for that?
Yeah, I just, there's a typo on the last page. It says Chair Galicia. That's Garcia.
We'll fix that.
Other than that, does anyone want to make a motion to adopt the minutes?
I'll make a motion to adopt the minutes from the January 6, 2026 Planning Commission meeting.
Thank you. We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Now we can move on to business items. We have taken care of item 1, swearing in of planning commissioner. The next item is election of chair and vice chair for the 2026 calendar year. Do you guys want to give Bob some time to get here,
Okay,
or do you want to move forward?
I was actually going to nominate him. Oh, I mean, if you want to wait, that's fine. with me.
Okay. We'll go out of order if that's okay and move on to public hearings. There's no items, so straight to other business, major projects update.
All right, thank you, members of the commission. I want to thank Paul Mugen personally. He was very, very dedicated to his major projects update and very thorough documents. It was a pleasure to work with him. I know you talked about him a little last planning commission meeting. I wasn't here, but and the city manager, Mr. Wood, kind of gave you an update of what's been going on since his passing. And also two planners left the city. And I've been tasked to help make sure everything's moving along and all the permits are going on in his absence. The biggest thing, of course, that's needs to be determined as far as the department goes in leadership is trying to figure out exactly where we are in the moratorium with HCD. As you know, the city council has approved a moratorium on new construction that requires sewer commitments. However, HCD has not approved that, and they still have not approved that, and they don't appear to be in any hurry to technically approve the moratorium. So people are still submitting permits because they can. There's definitely a concern about that from the other state agency, the Water Board. However, the staff continues, the public works staff, primarily in the city manager's office, continue to work on the financing and the other components for the sewer plant expansion. However, as far as we're concerned, we're still accepting permits because we have no legal authority not to. But HCD has told us a couple times they're on it, and every time we go for an update and the city attorney looks for an update, we've not received an update. So that's my update as far as where we are in terms of the building moratorium. We're trying to get some clarification on that to get final so that we can make steps, move forward. Meanwhile, secure the financing and move forward on the project is, of course, the goal so that we can move past this and get many of these projects moving. We have been focusing on a number of the projects, especially on the commercial side, that have limited to no sewer connections. So you are seeing a lot of construction activity going on, much more on the commercial side right now than the residential side. So I'm going to go through the packet. I streamlined it a bit just because Paul had a number of projects. Some of them have not made progress. Some of them have already been completed and I took them off the list. So this is an opportunity, of course, to kind of go through projects. We can do one of two ways, however you see it fit. We can take questions project by project, or you can hold your questions till the end, whatever you prefer. I'm open to whatever. But kind of just want to go over the report and some of the highlights. I won't cover personally everything, but if you do have questions about specific things, please, or things that aren't on this report, please feel free to address them. This is kind of the topic and the item to address anything. General plan. The best way to put that is we've kind of put things on hold for now. Our big thing is focusing on the day-to-day, making sure everything gets completed, routine planning inquiries, building permit submittals, continue, because there still will always be continued building permit submittals for water heaters, re-roofs, things that don't require sewer connections. So that's the day-to-day. I'm here 2 days a week providing support. Imani Harrigan was working on the general plan update along with Paul Mugen and myself. We don't have the staff for that, so it's on a temporary pause. We know it's a project we need to get to. It's a project we want to get to, but we need bandwidth to do that. So we've kind of taken a pause on that for now. The housing element, as you know, the housing element has been adopted. One of the things with the moratorium is, should the moratorium go through, the housing element will have to be revised to reflect that moratorium, which will cause some updates to the element itself. We are due to present to HCD our annual progress reports due on April 1st. That will give us our numbers for this last year on how many units we're doing. We're contracted with Rincon Consultants to do that. So by next month's meeting, we'll have a more accurate indicator of where we are on our numbers for RHNA. As a reminder, we have an obligation to construct 730 units before 2031. As of the year before, we were over 100 units. We added at least 100 plus units this year. We'll have a final count next month. One of the things that we've been working on is pre-approved ADU plans. Once again, those are things that the moratorium, should it be approved by HCD, will impact abilities to construct ADUs. That project is still ongoing. We're still trying to finalize that with the architect. On the commercial side, 799 ECR, that project is now under construction. If you go by there, it's on the west side of El Camino Real. It's a storage facility, 766 storage units, 66 stalls for RVs. They're going through grading. The tractors are moving as we speak. And then across the street on 802 El Camino Real is the Poppy Truck Stop project. They're moving dirt as well. So if you go up there, you see a lot of tractors out there on the northern end of town on both those projects. They're actively under construction now.
Can I
Yes,
ask you a question here. On the convenience store / truck stop, I thought previously we had been told that that was gonna take up that whole lot there, all the way up to the on-ramp. And now I see where that's just, well, that's not where it's going to now, the way it's fenced up.
there have always been two separate lots up there.
Right.
The Thorpe family owns it's about an acre or so up to the north edge, the part you see that's not disturbed. And I know it wasn't a part of the approval process. I know that they're looking for something that would go there, but I don't believe Planning Commission or the city have taken an application for that portion of the property.
No, I understand that part of it, that
Mhm.
no one has actually applied for a permit or anything. But I thought several years ago, they had told us, maybe you guys weren't even here yet, that that was gonna go all the way to the on-ramp. Because they were talking about, that was gonna be a concern for traffic getting back up there. Am I right, Bob?
Yes.
But,
remember that.
but now it's, that part of the lot isn't part of the ongoing construction, correct?
Yeah, it's not part of the entitlements.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, the site that they're grading is 4.5 acres. And we can certainly, if you need any update on what those plans look like, we can definitely bring that forward. The California Gourmet Pizza site, if you drove by that, that's well under construction. It's been framed, they're putting wrap, they're getting closer on that. So the vertical construction has begun. There was quite a delay, but we're happy that they've resumed and they're building a larger footprint. If you remember in the approval process, they have some extra space that goes there. So it's taking up that whole footprint, bigger than what the previous pizza place was, where they used to have that vacant lot next to it. There won't be any vacant dirt this time. But if you've probably driven by there and seen the progress as it goes along, so we're excited about that.
Do we have an estimated time of completion for that one?
I'm always hesitant to say,
Just
but
generally?
I mean, if they move along at the right speed, I mean, then it can be, 4 to 6 months. We'll see. Depends on their timing of their speed. I don't know if you had any updates from them in terms of the contractor saying when they want to get it done.
Is there other business coming in that too, or just it's gonna be California Gourmet?
So right now, the permit is for the shell for the building, right? And then have they issued the TIs for the pizza place? Okay, so as of right now, those other structures are shells. So they would be, leasable units that if they meet if they're permitted uses, they would just go in and get a permit. If they require use permits, they come to the Planning Commission for a use permit. So right now, they don't have tenants yet.
I would just note that everybody is anxious for this one.
Indeed. The Marriott, the most recent update on that is the city manager and I spoke with them. They still haven't broken ground. They have been issued a building permit. They did that in advance of the moratorium. So they have the ability to pull a permit, but they have not started. They have not secured their financing yet to build the project, so that continues to be ongoing. But they do have a permit to do
A
so.
question on that?
Yes,
I'm 4 questions tonight.
today's a good day for that.
How many hands has that changed through since they started speaking about this? Probably about 3 or
The
4.
property, at least 3, the developer, at least twice that I know of, just myself,
Right.
Multiple.
And the people that are currently issued the permit, are they, for lack of a better, are they on solid ground or are they just not sure about the whole thing?
They remain in contact with the city and a desire to do that, the desire to build the facility. I mean, at the end of the day, they have to, like anyone else, secure their financing and start construction. They have pulled a permit, which indicates that they anticipate to move forward on the project. However, I can't speak for them in terms of how this is going to go, but it has taken time and the city has been very patient with them.
Now, when a permit is issued, is there a certain time frame that where, I mean, it's like, let's say I get a permit. Is it good for 5 years, 6 years? Is it good for a year? Or what's the deal on that?
It's good for a year. And then if there's no construction that starts, then they're able to extend the permit twice in its lifetime, and every extension is 6 months. So they would be able to start construction in 2 years if they follow the properly.
So how many extensions have they gotten now?
They haven't, they literally just pulled the permit a few months ago.
Okay, all right.
It's been recent, yeah.
Okay, I was thinking that they were still trying to use the permit that they got some time back.
No, they never got I think what happened is they might have submitted an application and then not followed through.
Okay.
Versus this one, they submitted, they paid their fees for the permit, and so now it's been officially issued versus before, I don't think there was ever issued. I would have to verify that.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question just for my knowledge on that Marriott place? It is up for sale. What's going to happen if it does get sold with the permit stuff? Does that just transfer over and it's an easy process, or is that going to be a new process for whoever the new owner would be if they sell?
Permits, plans, use permits, entitlements all run with the land. That being said, it's always interesting whenever ownership changes of property and things like that. So on the surface, not much, but we'll see. That's the best way to put it. Yeah, I mean, they've had extensions, they've had TOT agreements that have come and gone. It's been a long process. Those of you that have been here for the whole thing know what a process it's been. I wish I had a better update, but they're still talking with us. It's not as good as if they were just building it, but that's where we are. There's some facility improvements at the other self-storage facility that will come to you likely in the next month or two. They're internal to the site over on 799 ECR. Downtown projects, Buyer Building. Since the time this was brought and finalized by Planning Commission, I don't believe that they have come. You want to give an update on that?
So they submitted their permit application and plans, so we're in the process of working with them to get the plans approved.
Okay, so there's an update. That's good.
So they are moving forward with that project.
They've been building already.
I mean, I think we've all said this before. That's really starting to turn into an eyesore there. I mean, it's got broken windows and I mean, it just doesn't look good. And as much trouble as that individual went to, I mean, he hired attorneys, both parties did. I would have thought that he would have done a little more expedited work on it instead of just letting it sit there for all this time. Yeah, so, okay.
The Baron project on 229 ECR, last time I was, they were still waiting for PG&E.
So they get an update from the federal. PG&E has been doing the project, this is why they haven't been able to continue. So she said that they went ahead and started it with them, so hopefully they'll be able to move forward to get it to work and
Why does it take so long for PG&E to come in and
PG&E, I guess, is under, they have a lot of work And so it's not just us, it's all of California. A lot of projects have been delayed, and even simpler projects that we have had to revise their plans to not wait on PG&E. So it's just in there.
Because I noticed that they took their application for alcohol off the table or they took it off the window, so I would think they took it off the table if they had got approved from that yet.
On the Barone building,
Mhm.
oh, that one I'm not aware of. You.
Well, I know that when they opened up that new Chevron station and whatever that is, on the other side of town, that they had to purchase their own generator to get going. I mean, because PG&E was just really lacking, and
That's right.
I mean, it took forever. Yeah, speaking to the individuals down there, I mean, they were just totally frustrated, but I mean, their hands were tied. They couldn't do anything because it's kind of like the Barone property. I mean, they're waiting on PG&E, and I don't even know that if PG has given them any sort of time frame as to when they're going to be able to hook up. So yeah, it's just a waiting game.
Certainly is. It's quite unfortunate. 447 El Camino Real is still in planning. There's a project that's been proposed there for a mixed use. The last of Paul's report was that they were still working on fire access, and my report is they're still working on fire access. There hasn't been a conclusion. So if you go behind at this property, that's fronts El Camino Real, backs up onto 9th Street. If you go to that portion of 9th Street, it's very narrow. It's like half width street. And so the architect kind of seems to think that's our problem. And we've told the architect, no, that's the length of the street. You need to be able to safely move your fire trucks and emergency equipment there. And if you can't, we can't bring it to Planning Commission. It's a life and safety issue. So that's where we're at. We're at an impasse with them. Hopefully they'll come up with a plan that will work, that we can bring it to you for design review. But definitely need to be able to move through that area safely. And it's a very narrow street. This mixed use project at 236 El Camino Real is on to second review. We received a revised application just this last month, so we're processing it. And once again, this is something that we will be taking, hopefully, the Planning Commission within the next month or two. Once we get clearance from all departments in terms of the project. It's a 8,150 square foot commercial space with 7 tenant spaces. It's building frontage with parking proposed in the rear off the alley. You'll have, like I said, if we can get this application complete, we'll be able to bring it to your attention the next few months. But they are actively pursuing this project right now. Moving on to housing. So this has been something, as we mentioned, with the delay in HCD approving the moratorium. I think a lot of the housing providers are getting a little more bold and wanting to move forward with their projects, and in hopes that HCD won't do anything. One of those is the Apple Self-Help Project. So at the end of the year, they submitted their master plans for permits. So they had their final map was approved by the city council as well. So they have legal lots of record out there. They are moving forward with the steps. The next step is getting their plan check completed, and then they would be able to apply for individual permits. I kind of look at that for them. It's kind of a race against time at this point in terms of some of their financing, their grant financing that they get for this project. But they are actively pursuing it as fast as they can. Greenfield Commons. They haven't submitted phase 2 yet, right?
No, their plans were approved. Already on payment, and I think they're gonna secure financing.
So nothing beyond the initial phase that was built. Remember, they have approval for a second phase to go there. There are 6 townhomes on St. Charles that have been planned for ever since I was here the first time. So a long, long time. This is at least 20 years going back, and they're having a pre-construction meeting Thursday. So they actually pulled the permits for these and they're going to start construction this coming week on these 6 units. That's that empty space on Elm. So next to the, kind of between where the single family homes are and the apartment buildings, the Greenfield Village. So those will be built. Tyler Avenue Homes, this is the one right by the high school, on the same side as the high school on Tyler. They also pulled the permit recently to build those. So I don't know if the moratorium threat has made people just eager to pull permits. But they have pulled a construction permit there as well. Walnut Place 2 and 3, we're trying to get them their final completed. They had issues related to the construction of their carports, but they have a temporary certificate of occupancy there. So we're still trying to final that whole project. That's the one on Walnut, kind of next to the corn nut silos, those apartments there. Project's been complete for some time, pretty much. Still pending a few items. Woodridge Townhomes, I don't really have an update on that. They have an extension, but I have seen nothing on that one. 1083 Elm Avenue, that's the triangle piece next to Los Ositos. We are meeting with them, the city manager and I are meeting with them on Thursday. So they submitted a preliminary at one time. They're looking to submit a formal application very soon. Same types of questions about the moratorium and things like that. And I would also add that for our 2 residential maps, the Vinas subdivision down at the south of the high school and also the Miramonte subdivision on the west side. Both of those obviously have kind of just halted their marketing because of the moratorium in terms of trying to find a builder to build those single family homes right now. This is kind of a design, if you've seen it on the last page, of what the Monterey County Housing Authority is looking for on Elm Terrace. They're talking about 65 units for a senior project on 2.5 acres triangle parcel. Those are the things that are actively going on. Like I said, open to questions about any of these projects or things that were not mentioned that you would like an update on, or hypotheticals or whatever. This is the time for to talk about projects. And like I said, Paul was very thorough in his description of his projects, and grateful to have that to start on. Like I said, our biggest thing is making sure that we keep things moving along in planning and building while the city manager and the city council figure out how permanently they're going to deal with the departments. So it's a pleasure to make things work with our small staff that we have right now, but we're getting things done and getting permits through, and that's our biggest goal right now until we can staff back up.
Yeah, whatever happened to that proposed Starbucks that was supposed to go in over by the high school?
They pulled back that application, so it's no longer in our queue.
Okay.
Also, at one point, there was an application for a Quick Quack car wash and a Dutch Bros next to the Chevron. That's been pulled back as well. Those are the ones that I can think of.
Okay, thank you for that report. Always like seeing that because it's like, okay, right, we didn't imagine that. That really did come before us. Some of these projects. Anybody have any questions or comments for Mr. Slama or staff?
Yeah, the project that was over on the west side, Miramonte, is that what it was called?
Mhm.
The single family housing project over on 13th.
Way
and
out
Apple.
there, yeah, 13th. 13th of Walnut. That's changed hands a number of times, hasn't it? I mean,
I know they've had it.
I think
Put it for
I
sale
think
for a long
the
time.
owners of the property still have it, but the principals that were involved in the construction, they kind of backed out of it, didn't they?
There have been offers, or there have been people that have been interested in purchasing it that have ultimately not gone through. I don't think the property owner has changed hands, to my knowledge, in the time that I've been here. But there have been a number of interested parties that, for whatever reason, haven't completed the purchase over a period of years.
Well, thank you, Brett, for the report. There's some stuff that I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot about that project. So, and it would have been nice to have some public input on the status on these projects, because I see it online. People say, well, isn't that, or why don't we go to Dutch Bros or whatever? So it's not us. They just don't want to come. So thank you for the report, Brent.
I'm sorry. Any updates at all about the grant that we're supposed to have for the sewer plant?
I have nothing that I can offer, but I will talk to the city manager and see if I can get an update for you that's a little better than what my update is. We don't have an update. But I will talk to him and see if we can.
All right.
I know they're working on it. It's top on the priority list, of course, as you can imagine.
Bob, have any comments or questions?
No, that Woodbridge project, now that was back in 2000 that they really started putting in all the sewage and everything in there, and it's still sitting there not going into place.
I think that would be accurate.
That's all I have.
Commissioner Mendoza?
No, good.
All right.
Just listening.
Oh, so I can open public comment. Public comments, resident, I see you online. If you'd like to participate, hit the raise hand. Going once. Okay, public comments are closed. We kind of jumped the gun and had a little discussion, but if now's the time, if you have any other comments to discuss. Okay, well, thank you again, Mr. Slama. We're going to go back on the agenda to business item F2, election of chair and vice chair for the 2026 calendar year. We saved that for a full commission. Now that you're here, we can move forward with that. May we have a staff report, please?
Yes, so as you mentioned, this item was on your last planning commission meeting. You deferred it in hopes to have a full commission, to have a full discussion. If you would be able to appoint a chair, nominate and appoint a chair. And if you, after doing that, nominate and appoint a vice chair. If you have any questions about process, the city attorney or I can help you with that. But that's our goal today, is to appoint a chair that would be effective till for the 2026 calendar year.
So will you be running the election?
If you want me to.
Okay, so we can open up nominations for chair.
I'd like to nominate Commissioner Ortiz to be the commission chair. I deny.
I nominate Chair Garcia for chair.
I agree.
We have a nomination and a second, and then what? We vote?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You can either take a vote, or did you want a roll call vote?
We'll do a roll call vote, please.
Do you want to take roll call, please?
Commissioner Garcia,
Yes.
Commissioner Ortiz,
Yes.
Commissioner Zavala,
Yes.
Commissioner Gallardo,
Yes.
and Commissioner Mendoza.
Yes.
And only to save money so you don't have to pay for another placard. So we can now open up nominations for vice chair.
I want to nominate Mr. Gallardo. No, I'm going to pass on that. Then I nominate Mr. Mendoza.
Sure.
Okay, we have a nomination. Do we have to second that or just go straight to vote?
You could have a second.
Is there a second on the nomination?
I
for-
second it.
You made
You
the
made
nomination.
Wanna get in there.
I second that.
Okay, may we have a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Garcia,
Yes.
Commissioner Urquidez,
Yes.
Commissioner Zavala,
Yes.
Commissioner Camacho,
Yes.
and Commissioner Mendoza.
Yes.
Okay. I think we may have done all that wrong. I didn't open up public comment.
You could open it up now. I mean, you haven't closed out the item.
Okay.
If anyone had any.
Is there any
comment.
public comment?
Objections.
Any objections? Okay, we'll close public comment.
I'm sorry.
Apologies for that.
No. You closed public comments?
Yeah.
Okay. Got a question now.
Yeah, we can, now we're in planning commission discussion and decision, which we already
Good.
did.
Because that's what I want to discuss. What's the protocol of voting for yourself?
I don't think there's any issues with that. I'd have to double check to be certain, but I don't see any issues with voting for yourself.
Okay. But I kind of liken that to when a person gets an award that they clap for themselves.
Well, she asked my vote, so I just answered. I could withdraw it if
No,
it's
no, I
not
mean,
okay.
No, I'm not questioning your vote. I'm just questioning the protocol.
I don't think there's any protocol to say that you couldn't vote for yourself.
Okay.
I haven't come across anything that would say that. But I can do further research on that if you'd like.
Okay, do that.
In your
Please.
experience, Mr. Salama, have you, is this how it goes or do
Yeah,
you?
that's just how it goes. Not only when planning commissions, but mayor pro tem votes and things like that, they always vote for them, vote, you know, you don't abstain from voting. Especially in ones that are a little more contentious.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen that with the city council type elections, like board elections for the mayor, and people are vying for that position, so they'll make sure to vote for themselves in that one. But I don't, procedurally, there's nothing that I can think of that would pop up to say that there's any issue with that.
Well, I'd like to thank former Vice Chair Arquidez for his time in that position. You're a great right-hand man.
Thank you.
And congratulations to Commissioner Vice Chair Mendoza.
You got to sit over here now. you know that.
All right, now we're going to come back down to item I, comments from Planning Commission and staff. I'd like to start off. I just want to remind everybody that the Form 700 deadline is April 1st, if you haven't already submitted that. And I wanted to mention that there is the unveiling of El Alma de la Tierra mural at Patriot Park on March 10th at 4 p.m. You'll recall that mural came to us and it's going to be painted on the community center. So if you guys can make it to that, that'd be awesome.
I'd like to get an update on that museum.
Oh, yeah. Tom Rogers Museum.
Oh, yeah, I know the grandson of the person that's being named after, and he gave me a call and wanted me to find out what was going on for him, so.
Will do.
It's been what, over a year since they put that log in there.
It's certainly not in planning's hands anymore, but I'll find out where it's at.
Appreciate it.
Anybody else? Staff?
No,
Attorney?
just the comments.
All right. Meeting adjourned 6:39.